really glad to have you here with us today. And there is a couple of questions that I would like to ask you in today's session. And the first question I would like to ask you is, what role does gratitude play in the context of family constellations?
Mm. It has a very important role to play. One of the major movements that we have within family constellations is bowing to the gift of life itself. And so, although many things may have happened to have injured us or wounded us or upset us during our childhood experience, because not everybody comes from happy, harmonious families, and yet there is a movement that we can make where we bow to the gift of life. Because remember that life did not come to us just from our parents, it also came to us from our ancestors. And so it took the love and the connection and the decisions of many hundreds of people throughout history in order to lead to the life that we're living. And so that's quite a force to be reckoned with. And as I walk around, particularly if I walk around cities, we see that life takes hold in the most miraculous ways. We can look down at the pavement and see this little green sprig sprouting up between two bits of concrete. And so life is very, very determined, and it's a very strong force to be a part of. And so when we bow in gratitude to the life that we've received, then we're more aligned with life force and with the flow of life. And when we're aligned with the flow of life, then everything that is a part of life, relationships, financial well-being, physical well-being, has a tendency to align with us in a positive way as well. And so there is a way in which we can submit to the fate of the life that we have been given. And so we look at our father or we look at our mother and we say, I no longer argue with the fact that you are my mother and you are my father. I no longer argue with the fact that these are my grandparents. I no longer argue with the fact that these are my ancestors and that this is my ancestral inheritance. And so I bow to that. That doesn't mean to say that I'm totally okay with everything that happened. It doesn't mean to say that what injurious things that my parents might have done to me is okay, but we're saying that we're no longer arguing with the fate of the fact that we happen to be that man's child or that woman's child. And so that's a different movement. And so we bow to the gift of life. And when we bow to the gift of life, that does not mean to say that we're whitewashing everything and saying that everything was wonderful and marvelous and harmonious. And so we're not doing a spiritual bypass and saying there's only gratitude and there's only things to be grateful for. But what we are recognizing is that this life, this very special and unique experience that we're having, came to us because these two people came together, and that's part of our fate. And that's what we're bowing to with gratitude. You know, one of the great gifts of family constellation work is that we can reach a point where we totally come to peace with our parents as they are. And what I've noticed is as we come to peace with our parents, we are, in general, at peace with the world. And that is a great gift that cannot be underestimated.